In August earlier this year, the secondary tariffs on India kicked in, taking the total to 50% on Indian goods and services exported to the United States.
And I haven't done phase 2 yet or phase 3. But when you say there's no action, I think you ought to get yourself a new job. Because if you remember, 2 weeks ago I said, if India buys, India's got big problems. And that's what happened. So don't tell me about that. Go ahead.
Exporter groups estimated that the tariffs could affect nearly 55% of India's $87 billion in merchandise exports to the US. Trade talks went into deep freeze. And what followed was the relentless attack from Donald Trump's team, singling out India for its purchase of Russian oil.
It's a refining profiteering scheme. It's a laundromat for the Kremlin. 25% because they cheat us on trade, 25% because of the Russian oil.
Not just the trade deal, the larger India-US relationship came to the brink.
He's undermining 30 years of bipartisan work to strengthen the US-India alliance. He has imposed a 50% tariff on India, higher than any other country other than Brazil. It's a higher tariff than the tariff on China. It is hurting India's exports of leather and textiles into the United States, and it's hurting American manufacturers and our exports into India.
And then came a turnaround typical of Donald Trump.
I always will. I'll always be friends with Modi. He's great. Prime Minister, he's great. I'll always be friends, but I just don't like what he's doing at this particular moment. But India and the United States have a special relationship. There's nothing to worry about.
Prime Minister Modi responded immediately. And now Piyush Goyal, the Union Minister for Commerce and Industry, has also made it clear that the first tranche of India-US trade deal is expected to be finalized by November.
फरवरी 2025 में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी और राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप जी ने मिलकर हमें निर्देश दिया था कि दोनों पक्ष के मंत्री फॉल 2025 यानी नवंबर 2025 तक एक अच्छा करार करें। उस करार का पहला अंश फर्स्ट ट्रैंच नवंबर 2025 तक फाइनल करें और लगभग मार्च से इस विषय पर बड़ी गंभीरता से बड़े अच्छे वातावरण में बातचीत चल रही है, प्रगति हो रही है और प्रगति से दोनों देश संतुष्ट।
Both sides moved quickly. It is now also confirmed that Rajesh Agarwal, India's chief trade negotiator, will travel to Washington, D.C. for the coming week. And on the other hand, a team from US Defense Department and Boeing executives are expected to visit India this same week to negotiate the sale of about $4 billion of surveillance aircraft. Experts argue that the thaw is rooted in India's firm stance towards the United States, which has made the resumption in negotiation a natural next step.
The President has a deep friendship with Prime Minister Modi, and that is something that is unique. In fact, if you have noticed, when he has gone after other nations, he tends to go after their leaders for putting us in that position and for the United States imposing those tariffs. When the President has been critical of India, he has gone out of his way to compliment Prime Minister Modi. They have an incredible relationship. I've been with them in the same room. We're not that far apart on a deal already on these tariffs. To your point, getting India to stop buying Russian oil is a top priority for this administration. Bringing peace around the world is a top priority to this administration. This president has engaged in trying to resolve wars and conflicts all over the world.
In addition, we have seen the Shanghai Cooperation Organization putting Xi Jinping, Putin, and Prime Minister Modi together, chatting in a friendly manner, and then the subsequent BRICS meeting, virtual meeting organized by Brazil, really, I think, showed the US that further negotiations with India were essential.
The attraction for the Indian market and the geopolitical consideration are also at play.
There is no doubt that for years, America has looked at India as two big assets. One is the market of India, the population size and the market of India. And the second is that the geopolitical heft of India in the Asia Pacific region, and as a possible strategic counter to the rise of China. That has been the classical American view with respect to India and China.
As the trade negotiations are resuming, India's recent spur of economic reforms, especially now with the GST rationalization.
Economic or diplomatic decisions are for the country to take. Where I purchase anything, oil or anything else, from is my decision. Where I purchase from is my decision. It's our country's decision. It's our leadership's decision. And those decisions are not taken if it's going to hurt our economy. If buying oil from A instead of B is going to be cost ineffective, meaning if I buy from A instead of B and I end up paying more for that, it's not good for my economy.
Speaking to the Director General of Federation of Indian Export Organization, Republic TV asked about the expectations the exporters have from this resumption in negotiations.
Are quite positive towards the trade deal now. Mr. Trump has given a very positive statement, and that was equally reciprocated by the Honorable Prime Minister of India. And that is giving us quite an encouraging sign that we are moving towards the trade deal. And I'm pretty sure that the negotiator will be back in India probably by the last week of September. We still have the time. The deadline decided by the two leadership is by the fall of 2025. And I think most of the issues for the trade deal has been decided. It is likely to be a political call at a slightly higher level where the issues may have to be clinched. And we are moving towards that direction. I'm pretty sure that we will be able to form up the deal, which is likely to be operational by March, April. We are also looking towards a trade deal with the European Union by the end of this year, which will be very encouraging because European Union will provide us a market which is almost equal to the market for our export to the US. We are also looking into the new territory also. The government itself has looked into identifying new market. For example, Ministry of Textile has identified 40 new market for Indian textile exporters, and I think product market metrics will be developed for many more market.
As India and the United States move into a mature phase of the negotiation and the possibility of a deal looks bright ahead, it is to be seen if a comprehensive trade deal is inked with the United States.